Yeah, the first section, the hardest part is the fingering. I searched several versions on IMSLP, and each version has little fingering. And I don't know what's the book like. ABRSM will come out, but I guess also few little fingering. So if we are clear about the fingering of right hand, it will be very easy.
Yes, I agree with you. I mean, that is one thing that a lot of students neglect to study. They
I
just
have several.
And then the fingering.
I have several fingering. Do you want my copy?
I can see it there.
You can see several fingering on my own version.
But I think you should start learning a piece with a pencil.
Why?
Well, I mean, to write in fingerings, and you study what's going to work best, and just work out a plan for the fingering, and then you stick to it, so you get muscle memory. Especially with a fast piece like this.
Yes.
You need muscle memory, don't you, to do it fluently?
Yes, but I just practiced for one day. I didn't play this piece before. Yeah,
obviously. So, I mean, now you're still trying to work out what fingerings you want, but I mean, that is part of the learning process to come up with a plan of the fingering. So it's a good point you're making, yes.
And about pedaling of A section, the first page of the fourth line, PP, the bar with PP, step, and back go, step, back go, step, 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 release, step, release, step, release, step, 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 and and the other section don't have pedal. This is my own interpretation.
I agree with you, yes, because the other sections have got staccato marked. So the pedaling needs to be, and it's marked on the second beat, of that bar, isn't it? And yeah, I would suggest that would be the same for every bar in that section, except where you've got the harmony changing every quaver. So you did that little chromatic one. There, you've got to change the pedal regularly. I mean, you possibly could do it on the first two beats. Those would work in one pedal, but the next two beats would have to separate the pedal there.
Yes, right. And then the next section is very hard because all the sharp, not all the flats, all the flat, right? All the flat.
Well, it's the N harmonic equivalent, so it's the same key, sort of, really, isn't it? D sharp and C sharp minor and D flat major. So it's just like a major version of the previous key.
It's hard. It's hard. Let me play. The third page. 真是的。
Yeah, I don't think the repeat will be in the exam. So
jump directly to the second end. I still can't hardly remember this section. too many frets. I do what I can do best. I think in this piece we can do some rubato. You can hear some rubato in 5 D flat major section. I do some rubato. Can you hear that?
Yeah, I mean Schubert is towards the end of overlap classical romantic period. So yeah, we'll be fine with that.
In this section, I didn't do rubato in this section. Only in the chorale. Chorale, SATB, chorale section. I do some rubato in chorale section.
Yeah, and it's a strange sort of beat, isn't it? Because it feels like that the main first beat of the bar is actually the second quaver of the bar with all the accents. Da, 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 da. Yeah, and that's displacing the beat from the beginning of the bar, but that is actually what's written there. Yeah, with the accents on the second beat. So it almost sounds like you've got to pseudo make it feel like the first beat of the bar is actually the second quaver.
Yes. Okay, let me play.
Let's go.
That's the third page. do some crescendo according to the harmony, according to the harmony, and diminuendo also according to the harmony. Because in my copy, I have no dynamic change.
Nothing at all. Oh, in this section, no, neither do I.
So, so I design some dynamic change.
That's a lot. Do you think maybe that last coda might be a bit slower? It's
yes, it's slower. Coda. Yes, it's slower.
Yeah, and a bit softer maybe. Got triple piano.
I step my left pedal. Longer than approach, and a tempo back to the tempo, and slow again. I heard somebody else play like this, so I just copy the performance.
Yeah, and maybe that last transition into the final chord, a legato transition without a lift on there. I think it was a legato feel we want.
Oh, where?
So in the right hand, you have without a break.
Yes, yeah. Without break. Okay.
Yeah, I think that works better. Do you think that the melody, right, going back to the beginning now, is the left hand?
No, I think it's the right hand. But in F part, in the last line of first page, I deliberately bring out the left hand a little. The last line. F. And the most time of this piece, I think, is in right hand. You think it's in left hand all the time?
I mean, the semiquavers are very decorative, aren't they? Is that a melody?
Left hand don't seem mean a lot to me. Mean anything to me. No,
maybe it's the lower, the bass line.
I heard two people or three people. I heard two versions or three versions of this piece, and none of them bring out the left part.
I know. It's down to an interpretation, but maybe that bass line is the more interesting thing to pick out. With every other note, so not every quaver, but every other quaver. Bum, 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 bum. Something like that.
I don't know.